See, I stripped that bolt, unfortunately, and I can't get it out. It's the last one, and it sucks. I might have to go get like a removal kit, but I found a better, like a thicker tip, you know, like a Phillips head. And I'm gonna see if this works. Let's hope it does, guys. I'm gonna be careful so I don't strip it more. Push it hard. Come on, baby. No! Nah, it didn't work. Fuck. Fuck. I don't know what I'm gonna do, guys. I just stripped it even worse. Oh no, this sucks big time, guys. And at this point, guys, I was feeling pretty anxious because I didn't know what would happen if I couldn't get it out. And the more I tried to get it out, the worse it became. The more rounded it became. What I did first was go to the hardware store and buy a bolt removal kit. And when I went to do it, I decided not to because I thought just by looking at this kit, it looked like it would make it even worse. Like if it didn't work, it would just make it 10 times worse. And maybe it will become impossible to get out. So what would you do if you've got a bolt stuck in there? You know, that bolt holds the motor in. And if you can't get that out, then it's stuck basically. Your EUC is junk. And so I was too scared to try this kit. So what I did, I took it to a car mechanic. There was one just around the corner. And the guy got this tool out and it did it in like 2 seconds. And he charged me $5 for the job. I was so happy. Dude was a legend. So I got it back. It was good. And we kept going. And what I was doing here, by the way, was just changing my tire on my 16X. You know, my tire went flat a little while ago, just like a month and a bit. So when that happened, that prompted me to get my Sherman back on the road. And if you remember, my Sherman was off the road for like 5 months. Just because I was lazy, like I was riding my 16X and I just couldn't be bothered like getting the Sherman running again because I was happy with the 16X. But now that I've ridden the Sherman again, I wouldn't do that. I would want my Sherman. So let's continue. We'll get the tire changed and those brand new pedals on here, the spike pedals. And it will only take like half a minute. I won't drag this out. Looks sweet. Alright, now we're changing the tire, but I'm not gonna like go through the whole process because recently I did a tire change video. But I just want to show you this one part during the tire change that I found interesting. Look at all that dust, guys. Look at all the dust on the mainboard. That's crazy. Alright, so I just changed the tyre on my 16X. Oh, I changed the tube actually, not the tyre. Kept the same tyre. Replaced the tube. Basically the same process anyway, because you got to get the tyre off, put it back on. And now, we're going to put these new pedals on. And I'm hoping it's not going to be hard. Look at that, these look boss. They look awesome. They look way better in person than they did on the internet. standard one. Looks like I'm going to need a washer. Probably 2 washers. I reckon these will do. Those are the ones I bought for the Sherman to put the InMotion V12, no sorry, V11 pedals on there. But I need 4 in total. And guys, it took me ages to change, not ages, but when I was changing the tire, you know how you've got to remove the motor bolts? I stripped one of the bolts, just one, but I mean I couldn't get it off. I went to the hardware store, bought like a strip removal kit, but then I was scared to try it because I remember I used one in the past and it just made the problem worse. And so what I did, I took it to a mechanic, an auto, like a car mechanic. They got it off for me and it costed $5. $5 in labor. I was so happy when he got it off. I was like, dude, you're a legend. Just saved my life. What the? Oh, yeah. And I'm hoping, see it's got a magnet on there, I'm hoping it's the right polarity, and it looks like it is, it feels like it is. Otherwise I'll have to open this again and flip the magnet over, the magnet that's inside here. But it feels like it's grabbing as opposed to repelling. Attracting as opposed to repelling. Alright, so that's that. This check, yes it stays. Beautiful, guys. Oh, that's awesome. Check out those pedals. They got out a bit further too. Have to wait to see how that feels. Because one bad thing about that is it's going to have less clearance. Like, it'll hit the ground earlier at a shallower lean angle. Where's the other one? Check the other one. So I can use the magnet. Look, oh, beautiful. So this one is magnetic, so I can make this easier now. Yes, made it way easier. Alright. Guys, 2 worm screws and we're done. Can't wait to try this thing. Because, like, this thing's got way lower pedals than the Sherman, so that alone makes this a totally different ride. And with these new pedals, it'll be awesome. Alright, that's it, we're done. Whoa. Immediately, I can tell you these feel weird, guys. I think it's because of the 16X, not necessarily the pedals. Because I've been riding again my Sherman for like several weeks. I haven't ridden this thing in weeks. And it just feels so unstable compared to the Sherman. It's crazy. But you know, when I was riding this thing alone, while the Sherman sat for months and I was just riding this thing, it felt very stable. You know, because you get used to it. But now it just feels like I'm turning without wanting to turn, you know, that feeling? I mentioned that before when I changed the tire. But I didn't change the tire this time, I left the same tire on there. Which is kind of a new tire anyway. But it's been worn in enough. But it just feels weird still. It feels really weird. I'll get used to it, I will. But the thing I don't like is because I wanted to drift. I wanted this thing to drift and I don't feel comfortable. Like, the reason I wanted to use it to drift was because it's got higher pedals, you know what I mean? This thing's got higher pedals than the Sherman. So it's way better in that sense for trying to do slides, because you need to lean a lot. But I just don't feel comfortable. Like, it just feels... I'd rather drift on a Sherman even with those low pedals. I would love to have a Sherman with high pedals, guys. That's like, you know, I'm deciding between the V12 and the S20. What I really want, I think the S20 sounds more ideal, because what I really want is something heavy like the Sherman, but with high pedals. Because it's the weight, to be honest, it's just the weight of the Sherman that makes it so stable. Yeah, it's balanced, you know, they've got the same number of batteries in the right side as the left side. You know, stroke of genius there. But aside from that, it's just the weight. And that's what I need. I just need that kind of wheel. If I want to do also, like, because I want to do killer power slides, do you know what I mean? I want to just like thrash it. I mean, I might be able to do it with a lighter wheel, but with a heavy wheel, it's just way better. And what was I going to say? Oh yeah, but the only thing that's stopping me now from getting the S20 is because several people mentioned that the maintenance sucks on it. And I already kind of knew it might. But people said it's like really bad and it's weak. The wheel will break easily. So like, I'm not going to get that wheel, guys, to be honest. I would love a suspension wheel. I would really love a suspension wheel. But not if it's going to cost that, you know, if it's going to be bad maintenance, if it's going to break easily, all that stuff. Nah, it's not worth it. So, you know what? I'm already getting more comfortable with this thing. This is like, it's feeling better. We'll see how we go. Maybe in 2-3 days, I'll be saying something different. Pedal scrape. So these pedals scrape easier actually because they stick out more to the side. Like this way, do you know what I mean? They're wider. They hit the ground earlier, noticeably. But it's still a lot better than the Sherman. This thing just feels so damn light. It's crazy compared to the Sherman. It's not, like I said, it's not much lighter. It's only like, the Sherman weighs 77 pounds, they say. And they say this thing weighs 65 pounds. So it's like almost the same weight, but it feels like a third of the weight. Literally, it just feels like it's not even there. Like when you throw it to the side, you know, to carve from side to side, it just goes so quickly to the side. The Sherman is like a tank, but you get used to it. Like I'm at the point now again with the Sherman where it feels light. So now this thing feels like it's made of like thin air. Crazy. Nearly pulled it off. Peace.